Hello and welcome or welcome back. My name is V, and today we are going to watch another one of the Honest Game trailers videos. And this one is about Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII. Now, I did not play Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core per se when it comes to the original game, but I played through the reunion, and you can find my playthrough right here on the channel as well. But I still kind of wanted to see this video because normally they're really funny and I think I'm going to be able to understand the story quite well. But anyways, if you happen to be new to the channel, this is where I upload my reaction videos, my RPG playthroughs, reviews, highlights, and all that good stuff. So if you're into it, make sure to press that sub button. Without further ado, let's go watch it. So many people asking for it.
From the developers of the least final
Four.
of fantasies comes a remake of a series classic that you never played because it was only on PSP. A game that answers the question.
That's true. Like, I am always baffled by just how many people ask me if I've played through the original game, which is, I guess, understanding because many people did play through it. But around here, at least, PSP is just not something that was widely available, I suppose, and not even PlayStation is something that people around here use or buy or whatever. PlayStations here are rented and not bought. Basically, the PC arcades and the gaming centers or whatever, they rent PlayStations mostly, and I don't really know anyone per se who owns their own PlayStation. Well, except for luckily my roommate, so that's pretty fortunate for me. But in any case, I've been wanting to play the game. I wanted to at least give it a shot, but I realized that hunting down a version of this game to play will just be next to impossible. So I'm actually very, very content to have played Reunion. It's a great game, but yeah, this one seems just as good for its own time. It's amazing, isn't it?
The Final Fantasy was just Kingdom Hearts, Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Reunion.
Oh shit! Wait, this is for a reunion. The title of the video actually said that it was just Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII. It didn't say that it was for reunion. This one is, or appears to be, the Honest Game trailer for the reunion.
Discover the prequel to the iconic Final
Or
Fantasy
no?
VII, remastered for a new
No, it's not.
generation.
It's not.
And for a system that wasn't just for people that wanted to watch Fast and Furious in a public restroom. As Crisis Core comes back with revamped visuals and a new battle system, which together are almost enough to make you forget that you're still just playing a handheld game that they're basically charging full price for because they're actual monsters.
A monster's objective is usually world domination.
Since we're being honest, Square has always
I mean, yeah, like you could say that it is kind of baffling that a game that already exists and that is just basically, put out there as a new game and being charged at a full price, that it's kind of unfair. But for some people like myself, it is the first time and the first opportunity ever that we got to play the game. So I get the comical side of it, but at the same time some of the games actually feel new for so many people, and the development of them, I guess, costs a lot. No, I'm not like defending them or anything like that. I'm just like recognizing why some of these remasters that happen to be on new consoles for the first time cost as much as they do. I mean, the game really is worth it. Like I often say in my reviews, like whenever I don't think a game is like worth its full price, I talk about it. But for Crisis Core Reunion, I was definitely convinced that it was worth it, even if it was like a 20-ish hour like MSQ playthrough or whatever.
slung nostalgia around like toilet paper during COVID. Relive the
God.
story of Zack Fair, a black-haired version of Cloud with a much better attitude and a plot-limited lifespan, and discover the unknown story
Spoilers.
of Soldier as they introduce other players to the mix from the extended FF7 universe, like Inscrutable Nightly Duty Guy
And honor for honor. Honor can be quite a burden.
and Mr. Constantly Quoting Terrible Fake Shakespeare,
The wandering soul knows no rest.
which is just gagged being
That voice
himself for like
actor's
12
so good.
hours. Then guide Zack to the tragic ending that begins the events of FF7. And be pleasantly surprised that they didn't retcon it and change everything because of time ghosts or whatever. All while you cry into your hands because you still haven't gotten over it, even after 15 plus years. Their love was so pure. When you're tired of Zack's puppy dog like energy, take
Aw.
a break from the dialogue and do some good old fashioned grinding. As
Honestly, these missions, this is like the first time ever that I've done anything remotely similar to these like short instance missions things because normally they're not in my JRPGs, but it felt so good. It actually felt short enough to like not make me feel like I have to be I don't know, super focused on it or whatever. Like my attention span was short and the missions were short at the time, so I was actually very happy to go through them, and they were rewarding, and especially those ones that actually have like these lore bits and endings. They were really good, and I love the system.
Crisis Core's mission mode gives you dozens of tiny bite-sized dungeons to blast through, which will boost your character far beyond the power level of the main story if you get serious
True.
about it, turning the game's difficulty into an actual joke, an effect that's
True.
amplified if you mess around with combining materia, turning you into an absolute nightmare that feels like you're pummeling everything at a Chuck E. Cheese. Seriously, why put in all that effort when you could just be squatting with your buds? I mean, come on, could it really be an FF7 game if there was no squatting involved?
No.
Get ready for the combat in the shiny remake of Core, and brings more streamlined action combat to the table, where your items, materia, and skills are easily accessible, and won't have you overshooting and fumbling around like the PSP version, but will absolutely have you using potions you didn't want to use because you accidentally thought it was the roll button. Then get into pitched and frantic battles that will have you running around the battlefield trying to dodge attacks while waiting for the random roulette to break the game for you, giving you perks that will have you spamming attacks like an out-of-control lawnmower. Until
I was far less patient than that. I wish at the beginning of the game I had known that it was gonna be kind of like that because I guess my I don't know, impulsive nature just made me dodge and also just try to hit at every possible opportunity, which more often than not did doom me before I started doing the missions and actually got over leveled. But yeah, you can just like hang out and wait for the roulette as well, which I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but it was definitely fun.
you run out of resources and just white knuckle through the fight, waiting on a limit break to pop. Not because it's hard, but because you're a video game hoarder and you have to have 99 unused potions, because you never know when you need to use one on the last boss. In an experience that takes away a lot of the RPG elements so you can just go ham. And honestly, is a much better system for it. Also, if I have to hear conflict resolved one more time, I might throw my Switch into a ceiling fan.
True.
So take out that
I kind of managed to suppress that in my memory, but damn, that was aggravating.
Buster Sword and get ready to squat it like it's hot for one of the better remasters to grace the Final Fantasy series that you'll probably enjoy if you're there to take a stroll down memory lane, and then you'll be fully ready to not understand part 2 of the FF7 remake. Starring Zack the Hedgehog, One-Winged Angel, Malice Miserly,
Aw.
Weeaboo Alucard, Shang Shun, Just Genderbent Axel, Cumulo Nimrod, and Pre-Skewer. The Bittersweet Life of Zack and Cloudy. First
Aw.
FF7, and now this? Where's my Dirge of Cerberus remake, Squeenix? What are you, prejudiced against emo vampires? Then what about Gagged? Tell us what you'd like to hear in my epic voice in the
Honestly, I don't think any of these games are going to get a remake. I wish they would, but when it comes to these, I don't know, these titles that people don't often talk about, like I'm just actually starting to lose hope that I'll ever get to experience this story. This was very good. Honest game trailers are ruthless as per usual, but they tend to be pretty good. And if you happen to not be sub to Phantom Games just yet, make sure to do that. And that's pretty much going to be it. Thank you for watching, and let me know what you thought of this video. Don't forget to sub, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye!